Believe it or not, guys, Lucas, who is currently number 6 in the world right now, is using this Electro Giant Barbarian Hut deck. That's right, Barbarian Hut, number 6 in the world, which is why today I decided to try this deck out for myself. I'm currently in the top 100, and we're going to see how the Barbarian Hut works in this deck. Alright, here we go, guys, and I'm excited to see how this goes. The balance changes also just went live, so I'm curious to test out how the Evolved Knight and the Evolved Bomber are going to be. I still think the Evolved Bomber is going to be really strong. That's my prediction anyway. So since this guy's not doing anything, I'm going to go ahead and just start with the Knight. I think spawners are slightly better if a ton of people start using Void, because the thing is, the Void doesn't do nearly as good against spawners as the Poison does, or the Earthquake, for example, because those Barbarians are going to get value out of the Hut, for example, or the other swarmy units, whereas with a poison, you're going to be able to hit those too, but you are not able to do that with the Void, so that's kind of the idea behind it. He's going to have a baby dragon, which is kind of interesting. I think I'm just going to go ahead and go for an E-Giant here. I think it's a safe time to do this. He has a wizard, so he's got some sort of heavy deck. Maybe he's got graveyard or something. I don't really know for sure. I'm going to just void this, though, and we'll see how that goes. This is going to be a bit problematic. We're going to have to arrow at kind of the last possible second. That could have been a lot worse. If he doesn't have a building, though, this might do a lot of damage. I don't know. Okay, we just NATO that in. He's going to have to freeze for sure. But by the time... Okay, yeah, he does have the freeze. He did do it, though, but by the time he froze, we still got a lot of damage. So I'm honestly completely content with that. And what we could probably do is, because he had to spend so much there, I could probably just go for my Bomber and then go E-Giant at the bridge. And I feel like his only play is going to be going in for like a... Yeah, I was going to say like a bowler or something. But I'm fine with that, because, I mean... That's not a ton of DPS, so the E-Giant's coming in, getting a lot of chip damage, and that is really solid. I feel like I can't really complain with that. And now his tanks are out of cycle, so it's going to be really difficult for him to go for a graveyard. I'm just kind of hoping I can just kind of let this die. Let's see. Let's just wait. I wanted to, yeah, wait until that bowler went in, because I couldn't play my Barb Hut before that. That just would not have been optimal. And he is actually going to go in for his graveyard. So let's just do this and then go for a Knight. And if he decides to go in for his freeze, I'm going to be ready with arrows, but as expected, he isn't going to do that. I feel like that would have been a pretty... I don't know, it just would have been kind of a... Let's actually go E-Giant in this lane. It's kind of going to catch him off guard a little bit, I feel like. So he's actually going to do that. What we can do is NATO the Inferno Dragon to the opposite lane, and then let's go for an Evo Bomber here. It's going to be really annoying for him. Yeah, look at that. He had to freeze that. So let's go for a Phoenix on top of the Inferno Drag. Void that Wizard as soon as possible. And look at that Evo Bomber, bro. Oh my goodness. The fact that it's 2 cycles, I feel like doesn't even matter that much. And that is going to be our first win here with E-Giant Barb Hut. Alright, so we're in our second game here against Sharky, where I'm really curious to see the Barbarian Hut is going to be against Giant, because Giant is one of the strongest win conditions in the meta, and I feel like Barb Hut kind of wrecks that, as well as Golem, and that's why I could actually see it, like, maybe that's why, you know, Lucas has been having some success with it. Okay, so Lava. Let's go for the Barb Hut here. It's going to distract the Lava Hound and then also distract the Balloon if he ends up going with it, and he's going to go in for Skelly Drag. So what I probably need to do is get like a Phoenix on top of them, if I had to say. Yeah, the Duchess is honestly not that good against the Barb Hut Barbarians. It kind of, like, all her knives are used up by the time it's, like, that's kind of the best way to explain it. This is a bit problematic, though. I think I'm just going to go for an E-Giant here. I feel like this should be decent, because it's going to kill the Skeleton Drag, and then the Phoenix is pretty much going to die as well, and then I'm hoping I can just kind of go arrows to clean everything up. That's kind of my game plan here. We arrow all that. That's really solid, so we defended that pretty well. Unfortunately, E-Giant did go down, but at least now we know what he's using, and we can kind of plan ahead a little bit. I actually still don't know if he has a Balloon or not yet, but I would assume he does, just based off of the deck he has. I feel like it would make the most sense. I'm just going to go ahead and go for a Barb Hut here. Yeah, I had a feeling he was going to Lava anyway. So if he decides to go for a Void on the Hut, I can go in for a Knight and try to block it. I feel like you can't really go wrong with that. I think those Skelly Drags are going to go in front of the Lava, so that kind of... I feel like that was a really bad play by him, actually. I don't really know why he did that. Anyway, we're just going to go Phoenix here on top of the Lava. And, well, I guess he had to play them because of the barbs. And I guess this kind of proves my point. Like, look at the barbarians. They're, like, so obnoxious. I don't know. Maybe it's because people, like, just think the barb hut is so bad. Like, or maybe it still is kind of bad. I don't know. But it's, like, people aren't used to it. So it's, like, I mean, people maybe, like, underestimate it, kind of, if that makes sense. Because people just tend to underestimate cards that they haven't played against, if that makes sense. So he is going to go for the Evo Valk. That's going to be very good there on defense for him. So that was well played on his end. I feel like, though, we could probably go in here with the Evo Knight and get an E-Giant going. This might be really annoying for him, actually. I'm curious if we can get something going here. So he goes in for a Tombstone. I'd really like to ideally... Oh, yeah, the Evolve Zap is really bad now after the nerf. I kind of forgot about that. E-Giant coming in, I feel like he's screwed. He can't... Yeah, he has to avoid the E-Giant. That's, like, not good at all for him. Because, yeah, I mean, look at that. That wasn't even enough. And now, pretty much, all we need to do, he's calling the good game already, is just void the tower twice. And, wow, I have to say, I'm pleasantly surprised. That Barb Hut got, like, genuinely a ridiculous amount of value in that specific matchup. Like, it forced him to overcommit so many times. Alright, so in our next one here against Vlad. Go ahead and give him the good luck, and let's see if he wants to do anything. Otherwise, I might just start things off with a knight. I feel like that, you know, is a fairly safe play. He's going to have a little prince, so let's see what he chooses to do with it. I might just leak a tiny bit. I'm going to go E-Giant here. Why not? And then we'll go Bomber, try to snipe this Lil P if we can. Maybe he pops the ability. No, he is going to let that die, so that's completely fine. So Little Prince, Phoenix, Knight, maybe he's running Giant. This is what I really wanted to see. I really wanted to see how this fares against a Giant deck, because I feel like having the Barb Hut... I mean, you got to imagine having the Barb Hut for that Giant is just going to be very useful. Okay, we're going to go for the Barb Hut here, and yep, perfect. He's going to go in for his Giant, and he's going to get a Bomber going. Okay, so let's see. See, this is what I was saying. The Barb Hut is amazing against the Giant. I think we're even going to get more Barbs. No, we don't get more to spawn. Never mind. Forget what I said. But still, that wasn't bad. It defended the Giant really easily. And, yeah, I mean, what more can I ask for? I'm honestly, wow. I mean, it's just, I guess I'm getting excited every time I'm playing the Barb Hut because I'm used to it being, like, so bad, and we're actually getting value out of it. Like, every tier list, I'm always putting in an F tier. But, dang. I mean, in this deck, it actually, it kind of is decent in this deck. Like, no joke. I want to avoid this. I don't know if he's going to use the ability. Yeah, he does. It's going to get value. I'm not going to NATO the Fisherman in. If the E-Giant had more health, I would have, but it just simply didn't have enough health for it to be worth it. And he's going to go in for a Giant, surprisingly. I was not expecting that. So we're obviously going to get our Barb Hut down on top of it. And I think we're just going to go Phoenix, and that should definitely suffice for defense here. I don't think we're really going to have to get carried away with a ton of stuff. Bomber might get one shot, but that's not really the end of the world. I feel like in this matchup anyway, it's normal that we might have like a bit of a rocky start and then kind of make a comeback, because I feel like we have a more expensive deck than him, obviously. Okay, let's see. Let's get a Knight going, and then let's get a Barb Hut going like this. And he's going to go for his Evo Bomber, so we really got to watch out here. Going to get that going here, and then NATO the Giant back, and I feel like from there we should probably be okay, I'm hoping. So once again, he is going to go for his Fisherman. I feel like it's really difficult to break through the Fisherman. Like, actually, it tends to get a lot of value, I feel like, in this matchup. So we'll see what we can do, I guess. Luckily, it ended up going in the other lane. That would have been really bad, I feel like, if it stayed in the same lane. It would have made defending this a heck of a lot harder, that's for sure. Okay, nice. I'm glad that died. Oh, wow, he's really going all in here. We do got to watch out because our Duchess doesn't have any ammo left, but we defended that okay. The question is if we're going to be able to break through or not. It might be a little tricky, so I don't know what we're going to do. Let's just go for a Barbarian Hut here, get something up for defense, and he's just going to go arrows on it. Alright, let's just go for an E-Giant. That should be fine, and then see what he wants to do. I doubt he's going to go in. Oh wow, he actually is going to go Giant. I was not expecting that at all. I feel like that was potentially not a good play, because I feel like you don't want to go Giant, like, into a Barb Hut in most situations. So I'm hoping maybe he pays the price for that here. I guess we'll find out in just a second. So we're going to go in here. That dies. The little prince is still going to be a nuisance, that's for sure. Maybe we get a void going here, though. Yeah, that kind of sucks that that went down. We're going to go Knight and E-Giant, I guess. And maybe, just maybe, we can get an Evo Bomber lined up. I don't know. Let's see. We got a Knight going here. This is not, I don't know, man. This is not going well. I don't think, sadly. Yeah, I think we lost. This is going to be an L, I think, sadly. Well, that's unfortunate. We are going to end on a loss, so I guess my hypothesis on it being good against Giant may not be the case, although I don't even know if it's the Barb Hut that necessarily cost me this match. It was more so we kind of had a rocky start and come back, but either way, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to give it a like and subscribe if you did, and you can also use creator code BOSS to support me in any Supercell game.